there's something in me that can't be taken away because of transcendent experiences that I've had. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That is super cool. And like, yeah, I mean, everything that you say just resonates in a deep way with my own experience, that like we do all have to look within for ourselves and contact that direct experience for ourselves. It's like the ancient Zen proverb that, you know, the teacher can show us the door, but only we can step through and enter.
Yep.
And that is a process. It's not about like, again, it's actually going deeper than the mind of settling in presence and turning our attention inwardly to the place from which attention is coming from. And from that point, like you said it very well again, like at a certain point, I have kind of felt a sense of trust and faith that I don't have to understand where this is going, everything that's happening here, you know, the purpose of and all these questions that I want to understand, but I know ultimately I can't. But I don't have to understand these things. Like I have faith that I look around at this infinite universe, and that somehow has self-organized into this miracle of existence, this cosmic gem of a planet with infinite biodiversity and just like unbelievable beauty, that somehow life has self-organized into this, you know, from the Big Bang billions of years ago. And I guess this goes back to what you were saying, like the reductionist theory, that it's all just like an accident of atoms kind of bumping into each other. I mean, I look around and I see mind-blowing and completely inexplicable beauty, order, magnificence, epicness, awesome. How is it that a seed does know how to blossom into a flower? How is it that right now your heart is beating and my heart is beating without even trying? It's just happening. There are trillions and trillions of processes happening in the body right now just to enable this experience to happen, this conversation to happen. Life is an infinite miracle. And the more that I have explored it, the more that I have sort of sensed that there is this intelligence, there's this infinite wisdom to it somehow, that the driving force behind like this life emergence, like not only has life emerged, but there's a orderliness to it. There's a beauty and a magnificence to it. And I believe I have so much trust and faith that is always here, no matter what, in the highs and the lows, in the good times, in the bad times. When we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it's like, oh yeah, this is an infinite divine miracle. And no matter what happens in my life, in your life, in these human earthly affairs, in that bigger picture view, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, baby. No worries.
For real, man.
So like, I'm not saying that as a way of like, you know, trying to escape from our human responsibilities and the fact that we do in a lot of ways have to, we have a very, very important role to play here. I think you and I and every single person who's listening to this, every single person on earth, we all have a very, very important role to play here, to co-create this experience. And wherever this is going, whatever that means. But at the same time, it is that kind of paradoxical thing where like, it's all good, baby. Like, no worries.
It's all good. Exactly. And from that faith comes a certain alignment, at least in me. It's like knowing that it's all good allows me to doesn't mean I'm just going to sit around all day and just kind of hang out and just watch YouTube videos or something. That means that alignment brings me into use this bodily vessel more effectively to facilitate everybody else using it effectively. Like it's not, I don't know, it doesn't mean you're going to become a hippie just because you come to these conclusions. It means that for me, at least, it allows me to act accordingly, because we're all here as servants. We're all here to do some kind of bidding of that order of the cosmos, which isn't cosmos in Greek mean order?
I didn't know that.
I
Oh,
think
that's
it does.
awesome.
I might be wrong. Someone might have to fact check me on that, but I will say it does. So it's like once we come to the conclusion of that order, we act according to that order. It's like according to the Tao. It's something that it's like strengthens one's ability in this meat suit to further progress everybody else's meat suit. It's something that it's like the only way, it's the way is the way, man. Like that is, you first find the way yourself and then you show the way to others, or at least you try to facilitate a way for them to see the way. It
Yes.
doesn't end just with the simple awareness of the peace and the stillness. That's, to me, that's just the beginning, and then from there you act accordingly.
You're on it, bro. You're on it. Yeah. By coming into full conscious alignment with life as it is, with with this higher order, with the natural unfolding of things, by coming into full conscious alignment with that, we are becoming empowered co-creators. Empowered co-creators. This is one way of understanding it. I think again, this is Eckhart Tolle where I first heard this, but he discusses the inner purpose and the outer purpose.
Mm.
The inner purpose is this process of awakening, of healing, of doing this inner work, of meditating and mindfulness, and tapping into higher states of consciousness in the ways that we've been discussing. The outer purpose will flow naturally from that, almost effortlessly in a lot of ways, I believe. See, this is one thing, like most of humanity has kind of got it backwards in the sense that we're all so focused on the outer world, on this outer purpose, that by neglecting this inner process of growth and exploration and healing, we are draining we're less powerful to operate in the external world and affect real change. And this is like, it's something that I've thought so much about, especially in relation to, like, on my YouTube channel, making videos and stuff. This process of creation, of bringing something into the world, it's like there are these polarities where it's like, I think in some ways, in the awakened mind, there is the recognition that there's nothing externally that's going to bring me more peace or pleasure or fulfillment or whatever, that all of that ultimately is to be found inwardly. But at the same time, we're not going to sit on the couch for the rest of our lives and just like eat chips, there is so much that to be done in this world. And there is, these are lives of service, I think, ultimately, as you said. And I think that through this process of awakening that inner purpose, then we're tapping into we're cultivating awareness of our inner world. We're tapping into our intuition. We're tapping into what sets us on fire. What do we feel passionate about? Like, what do we feel excited about? Because we all have not just one thing, but many things that capture our attention and draw us in, And I see that our emotionality has this great wisdom to it, where I believe it's almost like this is the compass needle pointing us in true north of self-actualization. Mm-hmm. It's like there's this process of awakening, and there's also this process of self-actualization, of living out our fullest potential. And ultimately, they are one and the same process. They're very much interconnected like this, but it is sort of this inner and the outer, this balance of being and doing. Yep. And that's such a key point of exploration for anyone who is on this path of spiritual awakening, because in a way, like, awakening to true self, or to know self, or to like that sort of mystical, those peak spiritual experiences are only the beginning. That's not a finish line. Like, we still got our whole lives to live.